Hello, everyone. Welcome to another. This isn't really a review podcast. This is more just a general podcast episode. Today we're going to be talking.
Evolved.
Yeah, we've evolved. Still don't have a name. I think Untitled Documents might be the one we go with. I'm gonna have to check, make sure there's no other podcast with that name. That might be the final name of the podcast. I don't know. And today we're going to be talking about probably the biggest news story of the 13th of November, 2023. Of course, I'm talking about the Garfield movie trailer. I'm fucking so excited for this movie. We've got Chris Pratt as Garfield, Samuel L. Jackson as Big Garfield. The dog's there. I'm so excited. Chris Pratt's like, I eat the lasagna and I'm a cat. Meow. So excited for that movie. But
amazing.
I don't have anything else to talk about with that film. So I guess we can spend the rest of the episode talking about the Game Awards nominations, which came out at the time of recording less than 2 hours ago.
I suppose.
So before we get into it, though, I feel like it's important that we talk about, I think, our own experiences with gaming this year. Because to be completely upfront with everyone listening, neither of us have really played much that came out this year. I'm a bit better. I've played... what the fuck would I play this year? Hang on, 2 seconds. So I played Hi-Fi Rush, Resident Evil 4, Pikmin 4, Starfield, and Spider-Man 2. Those are the... And Starfield was only for an hour, and then I dropped it. So I've really only played... Properly, I've only played 4 games that came out this year. I just haven't played a lot of stuff this year. But Sam, you're even worse than I am. What have you played this year, Sam?
I've played SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake. I played fucking Phantom Liberty. That's the big one. That's the only really good game that I played this year.
And it's an expansion.
Expansion, whatever. Ghost Runner 2, which I'm enjoying, though I've not beaten it. That's pretty much it, though. Like, unless you count Turbo Overkill, which didn't get any nomination. If I needed SpongeBob now. Why didn't SpongeBob get Best Fat? Whatever.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But yeah, no. So neither of us have really played a ton this year, but I've been kind of keeping up with the general zeitgeist of everything that has been kind of coming out this year. So I sort of know what I'm talking about. But a lot of, I think this will be going off just like what I've heard.
Yeah, we still know what we're talking about. It's just like I didn't buy Payday 3 because it looked bad. Sure enough, it was bad. I didn't buy Starfield because it didn't look that great. Sure enough, it wasn't that great.
It really wasn't.
It's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of that.
I think Starfield is the perfect metaphor for really how this year in gaming was for me personally. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like great. There wasn't just a lot of stuff to grab me this year. It was just kind of okay. That's the best way I could put this year. It was okay. Not the worst year. It was a year that existed. Out of all the years, is one of them.
Exactly.
So we're gonna work our way up through the categories. We're starting with all the esports stuff, and we're going to end with the Game of the Year nominations, the really big ones, the big categories. Mm-hmm. So let's start with the first category, best esports event. Now, I'm going to be completely upfront with everyone listening. Neither of us really know anything about esports at all. I of all of these events here, I've only ever heard of one of these, and that's EVO. And that's purely just because of Smash Bros, which, that's it. That's all I know EVO for. It's this fighting game tournament, and that's it. So, automatically, I feel like I have to vote for EVO 2023, because it's literally the only one I know.
Yeah. By the way, in case it wasn't obvious, we're voting as we record this. So we're on the Game Awards website at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna vote for Blast.tv because it's CS:GO and that's all I care about. I do not care about anything else.
Like I said, I'm gonna vote EVO because it's the only one I know.
Yeah.
So there we go. I've officially cast my vote for EVO 2023.
Hell yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Best esports coach. I have no idea who these people are.
It says at the bottom, so we've got some chat. I'm just going to go Vitality because they're the only team I know, so that's... How the fuck? XQC, however you... Is it Ecstasy? I don't know. I'm voting for him because he's, again, Vitality's the only one here I know.
I am not going to vote in this category at all because Oh, Happy Manny's going past. Thanks while I'm recording something. Ice Cream Manny, is it? Gets a 99p flake. It's not even that now in this economy. But yeah, no, I have
Keep-
I have nothing to say in any of the categories. I'm gonna go with that guy you said because I'm a sheep and I'll just follow what everyone else does.
Yeah, I swear we do eventually start getting interesting. Just we know fucking nothing about esports. I used to follow CS:GO, and that is it. And
I
followed
haven't
it for
followed
like a
any.
month.
I never followed any esports. It just really wasn't my thing. Esports in general.
Yeah.
Up next, another esports category: best esports team. I have no idea who these teams are. The only esports team I think I know is FaZe.
I'm gonna go Vitality because again, it's CS:GO. I don't care otherwise.
Just so
Why
I
is
have,
Fnatic marked under Valorant? What the fuck? Okay.
just because I have something I want to vote for, I'm going to vote for Team Vitality as well.
Yeah. I don't get why Fnatic went to Valorant. They used to be a CS:GO team. I know that much. I don't know why they're
Well, I
Valorant
suppose
now.
Valorant's a bit like CS:GO, isn't it? It's like Overwatch mixed with CS:GO.
It's like the kiddie version of CS:GO. And even then, CS2 is supposedly shit. But again, it had a nomination, so we'll get to it later.
Anyway, let's move on to the next category. We're still in the esports hell. Best esports athlete. Again, no clue who these people are.
Zywoo's the only one I know, and it's again Vitality. So fuck it, voting for him. Vitality's getting like all the support for us.
You know what? I'm going to vote for Park Ruler. I'm not even going to try to say that last name because I feel like it's offensive if I try to. He's a League of Legends player, but the name Ruler is really cool, so I'm voting for him.
I do like that.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
I think we're getting close. We're almost at esports hell. Best esports game. So for this category, it's for the game that delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates.
Okay, we're now actually at the meat. This is good. So Counter-Strike 2, I stopped playing CS:GO like a few months ago because I just stopped being interested in it. And I'm happy I did because CS2 then came out and supposedly it's a heap of shit. Well, it's not a heap of shit, but it's like it's not as good as CS:GO. And then Valve did a whole bunch of scummy stuff where they replaced CS:GO with CS2, meaning the reviews counted over it, and like it was a whole thing. Either way, I wouldn't go CS2 here. Dota 2, I don't care about. League of Legends, I don't care about. PUBG Mobile, why is that even here? And then Valorant, I'm not voting for that. So I don't know what to really go for here, to be honest with you.
All I really know about like League of Legends and Dota 2 is that Korea is like that's practically their government. They love those games. Never played PUBG or PUBG Mobile in my life, so I don't even know what I would say about that. The only thing I know about PUBG is the PewDiePie clip. That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's like what PUBG is in my head. It's PewDiePie saying the N-word on stream.
I don't even know why it's here. As I said, like it's the fucking mobile game. If it was PUBG itself, fine. But why is the mobile game here?
Is regular PUBG even still a thing anymore, or is it just fully PUBG Mobile?
I have no idea.
It's odd. Counter-Strike. I played a little bit of Counter-Strike, CS:GO earlier this year. I've not played 2, but I'm very unqualified to vote for that. The one I'm going to be voting for.
SSR.
The one I'm going to vote for is Valorant.
You know, I don't really want to vote for Valorant. It's, I guess I said it's the kiddie version of CS, but at the same time, I don't want to vote for CS. So I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna support the one that isn't Valve or Riot Games because they both have 2 here. I'm gonna go Lightspeed Studios, PUBG Mobile. My boys, you've got my vote.
PUBG Mobile. That's fair, right?
Absolutely dead game, but you know what? They can have it.
On to the next category. Content Creator of the Year. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2023. Now, I'm going to be completely honest here. I have no idea who these people are.
Neither. I think I know Quackity.
Oh, was he in like the Dream SMP stuff?
I don't know if it's the Quackity I'm thinking of.
I think he was. Yeah, no, he was. Okay, I do know who he is. I'm not voting for him.
Okay.
He's not getting voted for. Cypher PK, I think he does Fortnite, or he did at one point. I'm convinced
he's not getting my vote then.
People make games. People make games. I don't know. They sound alright. I'm not voting for Iron Mouse. I literally have no clue what the hell that's supposed to be. You know what? I think actually I'm gonna vote for Spreen. No clue who he is. He could be a horrible person, but
People Make Games is like investigative journalism into gaming. These actually look okay.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, but I'll vote for them then. Fuck you, Spreen.
Yeah,
I'll vote.
I'll go for them and I'll bookmark them to have a look later because their channel for like the 5 seconds I looked at it looks interesting.
Well, you know what? They got the vote. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're on to the next category. We're finally getting into stuff that I feel like we can actually talk about because it's not esports related or like content creators. It's games. You know, it's the meat and the bones of the Game Awards. Actual games. Most anticipated game.
I know none of these.
Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated the potential to push the gaming medium forward. So we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8.
The only one here I know is Like a Dragon because it's Yakuza,
Mm-hmm.
and I've not played the Like a Dragon. In fact, I got up to Kiwami 2 and then got bored halfway through it and quit.
Although I've heard
So-
Kiwami 2 is not good. I've been speaking to someone at college and they've said that is one of the worst games in the series, is that one.
I can see why. It's very boring.
But to be completely honest, I'm not really excited for any of these. I think if I was a fan of... I'm a fan of Yakuza Kiwami. I like that game. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of the Yakuza franchise just yet. I still need to like properly sink my teeth into that series completely. Hades 2, never played Hades 1, and I don't really plan on it, so I can't vote for that one. Star Wars Outlaws, it looks like an Ubisoft Star Wars game, and take that how you will. Never played Tekken in my life. I'm not excited for any of these, to be completely honest, but I am, again, going off people from college, I'm going to have to vote for Tekken 8, because there is someone I know at college who really likes Tekken, so Tekken 8's getting my vote.
I'm just gonna go Like a Dragon for the sake of it's again Yakuza's the only series here that I know and that I play, so I'm gonna go with that one.
But yeah, so then we are on to the next category, Best Adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game into other entertainment medium.
Why is the FNAF movie not here?
That is, I think, something we should talk about before we get into the nominations. So, spoiler alert, the FNAF movie is not on the nominations, which is honestly, considering one of the options on here is a bit weird. I get that critics didn't really like it, and if you want to know our opinions of it, we have a 2-hour long video if you really want to know that badly. But I think it should have at the very least been nominated. It was very much liked by the core audience of FNAF, and it's been a success. It's currently on track to be the highest grossing horror movie of the year. So it's very much been a success. Arguably, probably the second most successful, or even third most successful video game adaptation of the year. Good time all around for Scott Cawthon's wallet, but it's not on here, so we can't really talk about it much. So the nominees for this category are Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, but really, by the way, that's not the full name of the movie. The title of the movie was changed to Gran Turismo, based off a true story. So immediately they've got the wrong title here. They changed it at the last minute to be Gran Turismo based off a true story because I think everyone was really confused what the film was, and that I don't think they realized it was based on a true story, even though every single poster and trailer had that it was based off a true story about this guy
really wanted...
who goes from gamer to racer. Sorry.
They really wanted people to know it was a true story.
I doubt that. I've literally never heard of this story before.
Really?
No, I've never heard of the Gran Turismo gamer to racist story. But
damn.
We have that film, then we have the Last of Us HBO series, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal, the Peacock series. I have only seen 2 of these. I've seen The Last of Us. I didn't even finish the show. I got to episode, I think, 6, and then I stopped watching. I really liked the show, don't get me wrong, but it was the game but worse, in my opinion. In terms of story, it was just the game, but it wasn't as engaging or fun. And it wasn't even the fact it was a TV show. I just thought they just made it less engaging. It was scared to be a zombie show, and that's very much what it is. It thinks it's better than a zombie show, and that's why I'm personally, I enjoy it for what it is, but I'm not a big fan. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's not like the greatest film ever made, but it's fun. You can just shut your brain off for an hour and a half, and you can just sit and you can watch a Mario movie. And I'll give it this: it's way better than the one that came out in 1993, the live action one, which is fucking terrible. So I'm gonna have to go with the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I've not seen any of these. Assuming Gran Turismo is based off a true story, and what we've heard of it is minor spoilers, but it's in all the advertising material, so you shouldn't be spoiled from this. It's like some boy who watches or like plays Gran Turismo and then goes on to become an F1 driver. I do like that idea, but I've never seen it and I don't know what the reviews are. I'm gonna join you and say Super Mario Bros. Movie because I at least know that one was received well.
Yeah.
Although I do like the idea of a Gran Turismo movie. That seems like an interesting idea to me. But Super Mario Bros. Movie it is for me.
Anyway, on to the next category. Best multiplayer. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. So the nominees for this category are Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Wonder. I have not played any of these. And to be completely honest, this is the first time I'm learning that Baldur's Gate 3 had multiplayer. I thought it was completely single player.
I think it's multiplayer because Baldur's Gate 3 is literally Dungeons and Dragons, but as a video game. So I think it's like multiplayer. You can play with your mates and like you can all have separate characters and stuff.
That's
I think
pretty
is
cool.
the case. Diablo 4. All I know about it is it's microtransaction hell, so I'm not gonna vote for that. Fuck you, Blizzard. Party Animals. I have no idea what that game is, but I can tell from the thumbnail that is a cool looking crocodile. Street Fighter 6 I don't care about, and Super Mario Bros I don't care about. So. I have to go to Baldur's Gate for me.
Yeah, I think we're just going to have to give it to Baldur's Gate. It's the best received out of all of these games. And to be honest, the concept of the multiplayer actually sounds really cool. Baldur's Gate 3 is on my list currently. It's a game I really want to try when it goes on sale. But yeah, we're going to have to give that to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep, cool. Next
category is Best Sports/Racing Game for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing games. So we have EA Sports FC 24, which if you don't know is what FIFA is now called because EA don't want to pay the FIFA license. We have F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew Motorfest. Now,
not played any of these.
I have tried a bit of the Crew Motorfest. I didn't buy it, but there was a free demo that came out. You got to play it for like 5 hours. I tried it, and it is more, if you like the Crew and the Crew 2, you'll like the Crew Motorfest. That's my review of the couple of hours I played of it. And personally, I actually quite like the Crew 2. I'm not a big fan of racing games usually that aren't like Mario Kart. But the Crew 2 was a fun time, and I'm going to have to vote the Crew Motorfest because it is literally the only one I've played.
I'll blindly sheep and follow you because I've not played any of these.
Although I do feel bad that I'm voting for an Ubisoft game.
That is true, but yeah, you can't win them all.
No. And then for the next category, we have Best Sim/Strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, introspective of platform. So we have Advanced War Plus 1 and 2, Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4.
The only one I know here is City Skylines 2, and I know it's not good. Supposedly the core gameplay is okay, bit of a copy from the first one, but the main issue is that the performance is just fucking ass. Like, you're getting 1020 FPS on a 4090, which is just not right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the situation's improved or not, but I'm not going to vote for it because, again, that's all I've heard from this game. Supposedly it's just bad. The rest of these I have no idea, though.
Yeah. The one thing that genuinely surprised me with this category is that Nintendo led the way this year. They had, like, 3 of these games are Nintendo published games. That really surprised me. But the one game that really didn't surprise me that got nominated was Pikmin 4. Now, I am a massive Pikmin fan. I love Pikmin. Pikmin 4 is incredible. It's not my favorite Pikmin game. I still think the first one is the best. There's a charm to it that can't be beat. And I do think that in terms of some of the writing, Pikmin 4 is not as strong as the others. It loses, and this is going to sound really strange if you've not played Pikmin and you're just seeing the photo, it loses some of the edge that Pikmin had before. And it's maybe a bit too easy. But there are a lot of changes to the Pikmin formula that make this Pikmin over here really happy. So I'm going to have to give it to Pikmin 4 because I love Pikmin.
I will blindly sheep along with you because I've not actually played any of these, and I don't want to vote City Skylines 2.
Right. Next up, we have best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play. I'm going to stop reading the introspective genre platform bit of these because it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't get it. But for the nominees for this one, it's Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Wonder. I'm gonna have to vote Pikmin 4 again because it's the only one I've played out of all these. And for people who know me, that might be a shock considering I'm a huge Sonic fan. But genuinely, I am surprised Superstars is on this list because I have heard that it is very mediocre. I've not heard good things about it.
I'm just going to sheepishly follow along until I get to a category that I've actually played.
I think there's one category here that you can actually vote on.
No, I'll have a couple. It's okay. I'll get there eventually.
But it's gonna have to be Pikmin 4 because it's the only one I've played. And to be honest, out of all these, I think it's the one I'm gonna like the most. I will play Superstars eventually, but I'll play Wonder at some point. But I'm a massive Pikmin fan. I played those games when I was a Pik boy, and now I'm a Pik man, and I still love them. So yeah, it's gonna have to be Pikmin 4. And
to be fair, I'm surprised that. As I said, I played SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake, and it wasn't like game-breakingly good, but it wasn't bad either. So I don't know why it's here, or it's not here in place of Sonic Superstars. But
this next category might make you feel a bit better for SpongeBob representation at the Game Awards because we have Best Fighting Game for the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. So we have God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6.
I've not played any of these once again.
Neither have I. I'm very much not a fighting game guy unless it's Smash Bros. I'm not bothered. Don't give it to me.
You know what? I'm going Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl.
I'm gonna vote Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl too because it has Garfield in it. I found a connection. There was a hope. That was the point of the opening joke. I've been thinking about this since it was nominated. The stars collided today with the Garfield trailer and Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl 2.
God damn.
I've just realised we haven't talked about what we predict is going to win. We've only talked about our own opinions on these. Let's actually talk about what we think is going to win this category. Because personally, I think it's going to be between Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. The rest of the games, it doesn't matter. Like, they could not be here.
Agreed.
It's nice they've been nominated, but it's really going to come down between those two. If I had to pick one, gun to my face, Street Fighter 6, I think it's going to win. Because I think it's done a lot of new stuff, whereas Mortal Kombat 1's more just taking kind of what's worked before and just doing more of it. I'm not to say it's a bad thing. I've heard very good things about Mortal Kombat 1, but I think personally in terms of evolving their respective series, it's going to be Street Fighter 6.
Well, again, all I've heard about Mortal Kombat 1 is microtransactions, so Street Fighter 6, sure. Don't think it's going to be any of the rest of these, though. Do you want to go back, or do you want to just keep going forward? And
I say we just keep going, and we leave the rest up to audience interpretation of what we think is going to win.
All right.
Okay. Best RPG. For the game designed with rich player character customization and progress, including massively multiplayer experiences. So for the nominations, we have Baldur's Gate 3, and I might as well not read out the rest because we know Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win this one. They might as well just throw their hands in the air with this one and go, well done, Baldur's Gate. Everyone else can go home. Because it's going to win. But we might as well respect the other ones too. So we have, aside from Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield. It's going to be Baldur's Gate 3. There's no point in even debating this. It's going to be Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it's going to be Baldur's Gate. I would have defended Lies of P, but I've not been able to play it because it has Denuvo, and I refuse to buy any game with Denuvo. It's fine that Starfield got nominated, but it's not going to fucking win in comparison to Baldur's Gate.
No.
I'm sorry to all you Bethesda fanboys out there that have been vigorously defending Starfield. It just isn't that fucking good.
No.
I don't know what to tell you. It just does not look that good.
It doesn't have that Bethesda magic that the other games had, because stuff like, well, for me personally, stuff like Fallout 4 and kind of Skyrim, they could get away with not being amazing RPGs because they had that Bethesda magic. They were still engaging. Starfield is just not very fun. And so I didn't like it, and I haven't played it. I played an hour of it, and I'm not planning on going back to it. I'm so glad I got it for Game Pass and I didn't buy it because, good lord.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Sea of Stars and Final Fantasy, neither of us have played, I don't think. So
The only Final Fantasy stuff I've ever played is Kingdom Hearts, which is a crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy. But I've not touched mainline Final Fantasy, so I'm in no position to talk about that. I don't even know what Sea of Stars is, so that's getting skipped. Baldur's Gate 3, well done again.
Baldur's Gate 3.
You're gonna. I feel like if we're just talking generally here, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be the big winner of the show.
Oh yeah, you know how last year God of War Ragnarok just won every single goddamn category until it got up to like Game of the Year where Elden Ring came out of nowhere and like tackled it. It's gonna be that again. Baldur's Gate 3 is gonna win every single one, and then Game of the Year is gonna go to like Alan Wake 2 or something.
Or Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Speaking of, next category, Best Action Adventure Game. For the Best Action Adventure Game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So, for the nominees for this one is Alan Wake 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Jedi Survivor, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, I think I know what you're gonna vote for here.
Yeah, and I think if anyone knows me, they know I'm going to vote for Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Because I genuinely really loved Spider-Man 2. It's quick thoughts on that. It's by no means a perfect game on a technical level, and there are a few quality of life stuff that really should have been in the game at launch, like New Game Plus and being able to change the time of day after you finish the game. You know, like those like small stuff that I feel like if added would make it just that little bit better. But overall, that first playthrough is magical. Was a 10 out of 10 experience for me. Would probably give the game a 9 currently, like with the state it's released in. But when they add the rest of the stuff I want, it's going to be a solid 10. So I'm going to have to go with Marvel Spider-Man 2. However, I will say Resident Evil 4, very good as well. Was a great game, even if I prefer the original.
I mean, for me, again, I've played the fucking none of these. Alan Wake 2 looks interesting, but it's on Epic Games, so fuck you, I'm not buying it. Spider-Man 2 is PS exclusive, so I can't buy that. Resident Evil 4 I don't care about. Jedi Survivor I don't care about. And Legend of Zelda is fucking Nintendo exclusive. That's my main problem. Everything's either exclusive or, like, I just don't care about it. That's my main problem this year. So, you know what? I'm going to go Alan Wake 2, just because, it, like, from what I've seen, it looks like interesting gameplay. It's like... it's like a ton of like detective stuff mixed in with like combat and stuff. It looks like an interesting concept.
And it also has a 15-minute metal musical number.
Does it? Oh fuck! I'm definitely voting for that then.
But obviously my vote's gonna have to go to Spider-Man 2. But we'll say Resident Evil 4 quite good. I really want to try Alan Wake 2 and both Tears of the Kingdom. Not really a little bit Jedi Survivor. But yeah, there we go. And then next category, Best Action Game. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat, we have Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. I don't know.
Rubicon, I think.
It's a From Software game. Dead Island 2. That's not winning. Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. Now I've
already put my vote in.
Yeah, you've picked Ghost Runner 2, haven't you?
I picked Ghost Runner 2. It's a fucking great game. I've not beaten it, but I can tell you right now, it is a fucking good game. It fixes so many of the issues I had with the first one.
Yeah.
It's great. If you even slightly enjoyed the first one, if you found it tedious, don't worry. Ghost Runner 2 fixes it. Buy it.
I'm personally going to have to cast my vote to Hi-Fi Rush because it was the first game I played from this year because it was pretty much the first major release of the year. And I think it was genuinely really great. It was probably the best Microsoft exclusive in years because it was the only one with any charm and personality. And one of the few rare Microsoft exclusives that wasn't fucking Forza or Halo or like Gears of War. I really enjoyed Hi-Fi Rush. It's going to come back in a few more categories. But yeah, no, Hi-Fi Rush is great, so I'm going to have to give that my vote.
Cool.
I personally, if I had to say what I think is going to win this category, I think it might go to Armored Core 6. I've heard really great things about that game. And it's a From Software game. It's just a mech fighter, but it's like a really good one.
Right. Okay, fair enough then. I'm going to hope Ghost Runner wins. It deserves it.
Next up, we have best VR/AR game. I don't think I have to explain what this category is. To be honest, there wasn't a lot of VR stuff this year, was there? I mean,
Not really, no.
which is weird
I'm not
because
gonna
this
lie.
was the year the PSVR 2 launched, and there wasn't much.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this category come up, I just thought to myself, who the fuck cares? Like, VR was essentially a fad. It's still going, but for the most part, it's sort of past.
See,
If you see what I mean?
yeah, I think with VR, it's never going to replace like traditional gaming, and I think that developers have kind of accepted that now, and so they're more offering it as like an alternative way to play some games, which is exactly what it is for two of these nominations. So we have Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Synapses. Now, first of all, I want to say I don't think that Resident Evil Village VR mode should be even in this category because it wasn't a new game. Like, this wasn't something they sold separately. This was an update for Resident Evil Village. So immediately, I don't think this should be even included at all. This shouldn't be allowed. I want to have a word with you, Jeff Keighley. Who the hell do you think you are? What's Capcom paying you?
I don't know. All I know is that Resident Evil Village, I've not played it, but I watched Jack play through it, Jacksepticeye, and I remember thinking to myself, fuck, I wish I'd played this now. And the thumbnail for the thing is the big lady. So you know what? I'm just gonna let my heart take over my mind. I'm going for it because none of these other games I care about.
Well,
Synapse is a PS exclusive, so I don't care about it. I was interested in it before I saw that. Horizon Call of the Mountain, I think I've got the original one on my wish list on Steam, but I've yet to buy it.
That is a
Gran
PlayStation
Turismo,
exclusive.
Is it?
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is a PlayStation series, and it's also a shit one. I don't like it.
What the fuck's on my wish list then? Because I definitely had something that
No, Horizon Call of the Mountain is and you can see there literally if you look at the category SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's a PSVR 2. It was the game that launched with the PSVR 2. Now,
what fucking game did I have on my wish list then? Oh, whatever.
I do think that it's going to be Horizon Call of the Mountain. But I don't like the Horizon games. I'm not even going to talk about the other ones. Gran Turismo 7 is a racing game. Don't even know what Humanity and Synapse are. I'm going to have to give it to Resident Evil Village because I played that game, just the regular version, and I think it's quite good. Maybe not as good as 7, but it's still very good. It's still fun. So I'm going to have to vote for that one. But personally, I think Horizon Call of the Mountain is going to win this one because it's the only big VR game that came out this year.
What was it that was on my wish list? That's going to bug me for the rest of the day now. I can't find it. God damn it. Oh well. I'll figure it out at some point.
Moving on. Best mobile game.
Oh boy.
I don't have anything to say about any of these. We have Final Fantasy VII, Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and Terranil.
Well, the Weeb game's obviously going to win.
Yeah.
That's just guaranteed.
But you know what? I'm voting for Hello Kitty Island Adventure because I'm pretty sure that game is a South Park joke that they've actually made into a full game.
You know what? I'm going for it as well.
Yeah. Personally, I think it's going to be either Monster Hunter Now or Final Fantasy VII, Ever Crisis, whatever it was called. It's going to be one of them, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Next up, we have Best Debut Indie Game. And let's get the obvious thing I think we both wanted to say out of the way. Turbo Overkill was not nominated for this category, which is kind of upsetting.
Yeah.
Because that was really good.
It's upsetting.
I haven't finished it, but I still really enjoyed it. What I did of it was really fun.
It's upsetting, but I can understand why. It's really not known. Which is a shame, because the developer behind it, Sam, one single guy, made an entire fucking FPS shooter, one of the best I've ever played. It deserves some recognition here, I think, but no, instead we've got 5 games I've never heard of.
I've only heard of one of these. So we have Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder. Oh, I've actually heard 2 of these now, I should say. You might know Viewfinder as the one game that had a clip go viral a few months ago where, I think it's the whole thing with that game is you hold up pictures or something and, you go into the picture. And you do that and the little voice is like, whoa, okay, that's freaking cool, man. You just shifted reality. And then I think it was Vinesauce, I think was the clip that went viral where he just immediately turns off the sound for the talking character. So that's the only thing I know that game for. But Pizza Tower I've heard very good things about, so I'm going to have to vote Pizza Tower. And personally, I'm I'm hoping Pizza Tower wins, but I really can't make a prediction on who's going to win this category because I genuinely don't know. But I'm gonna go Pizza Tower because it's the only one I know on here, and I've heard good things about it.
I'm gonna go Viewfinder because I remember seeing that viral clip and thinking to myself, "Oh, that's an interesting looking concept," and then I never looked at the game again.
Mm-hmm.
So it can get some payback for my lack of interest.
I think really this was the year of people kind of turning on that like quirky sort of quippy dialogue because I don't know if you remember, there was a game that came out early this year called Forsaken, which was essentially just all that dialogue. If you saw the clip of the girl like being like, "I just moved shit with my freaking mind, man," that was from Forsaken. By the way, not a good game at all. Genuinely, I think one of the few like really bad games this year. It was very much like a quippy kind of Marvel writing game in like a fantasy setting. It was weird. Anyway, moving on. By the way, anyone's wondering, Forsaken was not nominated for anything. Sorry to the two and a half Forsaken fans out there. One of them's still on the fence about it. Next up, we have Best Independent Game. So we have Cocoon again, Dave the Diver, Dredge again, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. I have no clue.
I've only seen Dave the Diver because it was featured on the front page of Steam once, and I remember looking at it and thinking, it looks right. I mean, it's not my thing, but it looks okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go for that because I don't know the fucking Dredge. Now that I look at the thumbnail, looks interesting. I'm gonna quickly search it up.
Yeah, I can't
Fishing
say
adventure game with a sinister undercurrent. Oh, what the fuck? This game actually looks kind of cool.
There's a spooky fish on that picture there, so that doesn't surprise me. Personally, I'm gonna go Dave the Diver.
I'm gonna go Dave the Diver, but Dredge looks.
I don't have a prediction for what's gonna win for this one.
Yeah.
But I hope it's Dave the Diver because it looks fun. I've seen a couple bits of that. Next up, we have Best Community Sport. So we have.
Be very careful what you say here, Ewan.
Okay, but I think we're actually going to agree on this one. So we have Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky.
And which one's going to win, Ewan?
Personally, I think that it's going to come down between Cyberpunk 2077 and Baldur's Gate 3. Hopefully,
which one's going to win, Ewan?
I hope Cyberpunk 2077 wins. Because I think despite how absolutely abhorrent that game launched, like the state that game launched in, I think they've made a lot of strides to essentially finish the game. That's like the best way I can put it, is they've actually finished it now. To be honest, though, I don't think that's something that should be applauded. I don't think that CD Projekt Red should be applauded for actually finishing a game they've released. But when all is said and done, I think Cyberpunk deserves a second chance if you played it at launch because it is a really good game and everyone should try it.
Yeah. Like, just for full context, Cyberpunk is my favorite game of all time. Update 2.0 and Phantom Liberty have completely revived the game. You need to play it if you haven't played it since launch. I played it on launch and it was a mess. I'll agree with you. It has turned a corner.
Yeah.
And I agree, it shouldn't be something that gets celebrated, but at the same time, it's better than most other games that release in shit states nowadays, where the game devs just leave it behind. Cyberpunk at least went the extra mile to try and, like, revive itself, and then got a DLC out the door at the same time.
They invested a shit ton of money into actually properly fixing the game and making it stable across most platforms.
I would say they're worth of a second chance.
Yeah, it's honestly. I think I hope it's Cyberpunk because I think that it was big of them to admit, we fucked up. Fucking hell, someone's at my door. Oh shit, it's gonna be my fucking dad. He's gonna keep ringing again. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting on the edge of my seat. I'm waiting. I'm leaving this bit in, just so people know what I have to live with. But Cyberpunk hopefully wins. So I'm gonna put my vote for Cyberpunk. Also, I don't.
If Baldur's Gate wins, I'm gonna be angry.
I'll say now it's definitely not gonna be Destiny 2 because there was a whole thing recently where Bungie essentially blamed the community for not paying enough like microtransactions, and that's why updates are coming out slower. Like they really called out the community for something that's like not even the community's fault. So that's not gonna win.
Nope.
Next up, we have Best Ongoing Game. So for these, we have Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
I mean, I'm voting Cyberpunk, but I'm gonna say right now we're gonna get destroyed with Apex, Fortnite, and Genshin in here. Like, the weeaboos are gonna win, the kids are gonna win, or the morons are gonna win. Cyberpunk has got zero chance in this
To be honest,
category.
I think overall, in terms of like live service games like Apex Legends and Fortnite and Genshin Impact, it's really not been a good year. Like, most of the communities for these are really unhappy with how the games are turning out. Fortnite literally like only in the last couple of weeks has turned its stuff around, and that's because it's gone back to like the game that everyone actually liked. But I'm pretty sure that happened after the voting like deadline closed. So I don't know. I think it could go to Cyberpunk. Personally, I think the reason Cyberpunk's here is because they want to give Phantom Liberties. Would you fuck off with the doorbell? He's in the fucking house.
Why is he ringing the doorbell then?
He's a fucking knob. Jesus. He's barking at the dog. God, good
What
God,
the
he's not to live
fuck?
with.
Close your door, you...
My door is closed. You just
Get soundproofing then.
shove a towel under my door. Like, you know, the gap under your door. Shove a towel there next time we record one of these.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this in so people know my pain. But yeah, I think it's going to be Cyberpunk. I'm going to move on to the next category before we get distracted.
I gotta hope it's Cyberpunk. I really do.
Right.
Right. Games for Impact.
What the
So
fuck? I don't even know what any of these are.
Yeah, for thought-provoking game with pro-social media message, I've not heard of a single goddamn one of these.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend I do.
I'm not even going to vote in this category. I'm just going to go straight to the next one. But I will say, I do know what Goodbye Volcano High is, only because it was shown off in the PlayStation Reveal Showcase, and everyone fucking hated it. Everyone who watched that was like, why are you showing us this? Who wants this? Who's this for? Which is, I think, the consensus I still have about this game. Who is it for? Who wants dinosaur, furry-looking high school game? Who wants that? Who's this for? But I'm not voting in this category. I'm going to the next one.
I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to vote in every single category, so I'm gonna vote for Goodbye Volcano High, and I'm just gonna move on.
Yo, fuck you. I'm going Tishia, because I think that was through the PS Plus. I think that's the only way I've heard of this game before. I'm going with that one.
Well, there you go.
Next up, we have innovation and accessibility. Now, I'm only going to say the thing I'm picking for this because they usually win this category. I think it's going to be Spider-Man 2, mostly because if you look at the track record of innovation, most of the time it's Sony games that are winning. They're very good at being quite inclusive in terms of accessibility, except when it comes to buying their games on platforms that aren't PlayStation. A little bit of humor for you, a bit of riffing. But I think it's going to be Spider-Man 2, just because they usually win it, so it wouldn't surprise me.
I couldn't play Spider-Man 2. I'm still salty about it, so you know what? I'm gonna go Hi-Fi Rush.
I couldn't tell you about the accessibility options for Hi-Fi Rush, but I do like that game. Right,
Indeed.
now we're getting on to the really big categories.
Oh yes.
So next up,
best performance.
best performance. We have Ben Starr for Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Monaghan, I think that's how you say it, for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. I don't know how to say that name. Malene Libbard? I think that's right. Melanie Libbard.
Yeah, something like that.
If any listeners can't tell, I am dyslexic, so I struggle with reading. Neil Newbon for Baldur's Gate 3, and Yuri Lowenthal for Spider-Man 2. It's gotta be Yuri Lowenthal. Like, that was a career-defining performance he gave in Spider-Man 2. It's gotta be him. I genuinely don't see how anyone else is going to win this. He was terrific in that game, and every review I've seen talked about how it was his best performance yet. It's gotta be Yuri Lowenthal.
I'm just buggered off that Idris Elba's here. His performance in Final Liberty just was not that good. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Songbird should have been in his place because her performance was way better than his, in my opinion.
I
Like,
think
she was the only other main character that had a really fucking good performance behind it. It was good, but it was not great.
I think the reason he was nominated is because like it's the same reason like Cameron. I know how to say his name, but I forgot. The ginger guy, Monaghan was nominated is because like they're not well. Idris Elba is a big name actor. Cameron not so much. But he's done a lot of stuff outside of video games. So I think it's more just like, oh, like these are actors that we actually know who aren't just voice actors. Which I suppose is no, it's not fine. I was going to say which I suppose is fine, which is probably that's probably why they were nominated, is because it's actually actors people can recognize, like the general public. But these are the Game Awards. Like, focus on actual voice actors who do this for a living. So
yeah, no, Songbird should have been there.
that's why Yuri Lowenthal's got my vote. Also, I just think that he had the best performance this year. Like, he was fucking incredible. I don't see how it can go to anyone else.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Idris anyway. I keep calling him Idris. I'm gonna vote for him anyway, but I do not think he's gonna win. Nor do I agree with him being here. It should have been Songbird's VA.
Yeah, my prediction is it's probably going to be Yuri Lowenthal, just because like I said, every review talked about how great he was in the game. He made that game story what it is. Like, his performance was fantastic. I was tempted to vote Idris Elba purely because he voices Knuckles in the Sonic movies, but no, it's got to go with Yuri Lowenthal. He was fucking incredible, and that's who I think is going to win. Right. Next up, we have Best Audio Design. Now, I'm not much of an audio engineer myself, but the nominees, for this category are Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4.
I've not played any of these, cannot comment.
I think it's going to be Hi-Fi Rush, to be honest. I think this is the category so far where I've played the most games. Hi-Fi Rush, it's a rhythm game. I think it's going to win Best Audio Design because most of the game is based around the audio. It'd be kind of weird if it lost to, like, Spider-Man 2, which thinking back, it did have good audio design, but I mean, it's going to be the rhythm game, I think. So I'm voting for that.
It would be very embarrassing if it didn't win, so I'll follow along.
Right. Next up, we're getting close to the end now. We have Best Score in Music. So for this one, we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, I'm surprised Payday 3 is not here, honestly. I get the game's utter shit and it has shitloads of issues behind it, but the one thing that game does good is its soundtrack. Gustavo is a fucking fantastic composer. He should be here, in my opinion. I'm not sure why he's not. It's really weird.
I think it's mostly because everyone who tried to play that game couldn't get on the fucking servers for a week, so they gave up.
I agree. At the same time, it should be irrespective.
But I doubt the councils for this are going to like go and be like, let's listen to the thing on YouTube then if I can't play this game. This is probably stuff they just noted in the reviews and then just vote at the end of the year.
It should be irrespective of technical issues, in my opinion. Because again, this isn't. If it was Game of the Year, yeah, Payday 3 would never be fucking nominated for that, even if it was a half decent game. But for Best Score in Music, again, the one thing good about Payday 3 is the soundtrack. It is the one thing it does good. It is the singular good point. I listen to it in my free time, even though I do not own the game, and I fucking hate Starbreeze at this point. I still listen to that soundtrack because Gustavo is just that good at what he does. You're
starting to sound like a Sonic fan here. This is usually what Sonic fans say when the games come out. Like, yeah, the game's pretty shit, but the soundtrack's good.
I mean, I still listen to the Sonic Frontiers game without buying it because it's got De Novo in it, the fucking shitheads at Sega.
By the way, your rowdiness about Payday 3 mirrors exactly how I felt last year with this category because Sonic Frontiers didn't get nominated for Best Soundtrack. And I remember seeing across the internet, even like non-Sonic fans were like, how the hell did that not get nominated? That had an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, that was the universal part of the game that was loved, was the soundtrack. Like, you had fucking Kel and Quinn going ham on the vocals and the boss themes. Like, how can you not nominate that, man? That's the sauce right there. That's what people want.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be my top listened to songs this year on Spotify, I'm telling you. Whenever Spotify Rap comes out, it's just going to be all the Sonic Frontier songs. But personally, I'm going to vote for Hi-Fi Rush because it's the only one I've played, and that we had really good music. I don't know.
I'm going to go Hi-Fi.
Generally don't know who could win this. Could be Alan Wake 2 because it has that like 15-minute metal musical number. But it's like a whole game soundtrack, one 15-minute musical number does not make. Tears of the Kingdom could win it. That from what I've heard, that's a pretty good soundtrack. Just like, pardon me, just from the trailers, that had pretty good music. But I'm gonna have to go with Hi-Fi Rush, which I hope wins because it's a really good soundtrack, and that it's currently my prediction. But I wouldn't be too surprised if like Zelda or Alan Wake wins it.
I'll blindly follow with you.
Okay, next up we have Best Art Direction. So for this one we have Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna be completely honest here. I think it's really nice that Alan Wake 2, Lies of P, and Tears of the Kingdom were nominated, but they are not winning. It's going to be Hi-Fi Rush or Super Mario Wonder. It's got to be one of them two.
Lies of P I still think holds a chance, because again, the one good thing about the game was the way it tried to go. Despite the de novo shit and me not playing it, it was a game I was genuinely interested in, because I looked at the trailers and went, fucking hell, that looks cool. Like, It has a genuine identity behind it. It looks like it has an art direction and it goes really well. Hi-Fi Rush, it's cartoony. I don't really.
But it's got a very distinct, and the art direction it's going for is extremely well done. Like it looks like a comic.
So does Lies of P though.
But Hi-Fi Rush looks like a comic book come to life. Lies of P to me just looks like another kind of hyper realistic game. Like we want something new. We want something fresh for Best Art Direction. We want something that's not really been done much in the industry. Think of all the big AAA games. All of them just have really realistic and boring graphics. Hi-Fi Rush came in and it was a fucking explosion of color. It was fantastic. It looked so cool. I'm very biased because I've not seen anything of Lies of P. I just really like the art direction of Hi-Fi Rush. But no, to be honest, when Hi-Fi Rush came out, my one thought when I was playing the game was, this is going to win Best Art Direction at the Game Awards. And this was back in January. And I've not played Lies, like I said, I've not played Lies, but I've seen hardly anything about it. So I'm not in any position to talk about it. But I think...
Very steampunk, very, like, it's meant to be Pinocchio, but as like a video game essentially. And again, it's fully steampunk. That's why
Why is he not wooden
so much? Huh?
Pinocchio's a puppet. Why is he not wood?
I don't know. I know it's based off Pinocchio. I don't know the story behind it though. Again, I didn't play the game because it was de novo. If Round 8 Studio wants to remove fucking de novo, I'll more than happily buy and play the game. But until that day comes, it's not happening. Which really sucks because it looks like a good game. Either way, I'm gonna vote Hi-Fi Rush just because fuck Lies of P and de novo. You've got me angry about that now. Fuck you.
It's got to be Hi-Fi Rush. It's out of all of these games, it's got the most interesting and unique art style. And it's, in terms of trying to achieve what it's doing, it's the best. Like I said, it looks like a comic book come to life, and it's incredible. Like the world moves around to the beat of the songs. It's fantastic. Like genuinely, such great art direction in that game. I am going to take a quick second to shout out Mario Wonder though. That has amazing art direction. The jump between like new Super Mario Brothers Wii U to Super Mario Wonder is insane. It's like Nintendo remembered, oh yeah, we're like a multi-billion-dollar company. We can invest in our art department. We should probably do that, huh? The image they used on the website really does it a disservice. The art style in that game is very distinct from the other Mario games. That kind of looks like generic Mario, but when you look at actual screenshots, it looks like pretty cool. I think Hi-Fi Rush is gonna win. Like it's my vote, and that's why I think it's gonna win. There's no doubt in my mind. It's gonna win.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Best Narrative. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game, we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Spider-Man 2.
I mean, Phantom Liberty, I cannot see anything else winning. Even though I've not played any of these other games, Phantom Liberty literally tops Cyberpunk in terms of story for me. That is how good Phantom Liberty is. But it needs to win this.
I'm pretty sure Cyberpunk didn't get nominated for Best Narrative. Because, I mean...
I don't mind that.
The year it was eligible, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy won Best Narrative. Which actually, I'd say that's like a bad thing. Guardians of the Galaxy had a really good plot to it.
I think that was just because of the state of Cyberpunk. Now that it's a bit better though. Like, no, it needs to win this.
And to be honest, I think Cyberpunk should have been nominated because it had a fantastic story. It was really good.
Yeah. Like, you know damn well how much I love Cyberpunk and its story. Phantom Liberty tops the base game. It needs to win this. All these other games, Alan Wake 2 can fuck off. Baldur's Gate 3's Dungeons and Dragons. Spider-Man holds jack to Phantom Liberty. And Final Fantasy, fuck off.
You know, I honestly think that, with the exception of Final Fantasy 16, any 4 of these games could win Best Narrative. I'm going to have to vote Spider-Man 2. Just because I haven't finished Phantom Liberty yet. I'm only like 2 hours into it. I have barely played it. The story hasn't got going yet for me. So I don't know how great it truly is, but I played Spider-Man 2. I've platinumed that game, and I fucking loved the story. It's messy. There are a lot of moving parts that maybe could have deserved some more time, but what is there is fucking brilliant. So I'm going to have to give it Spider-Man 2. But personally, I think, honestly, with the exception of Final Fantasy 16, any of these games could win and I'd be happy.
Has to be Phantom Liberty. I'm sorry, it needs it. I need it for my soul to win.
Right.
My soul will not be complete without it.
Next up, we have Best Game Direction. We're getting close. We only have this category and then Best Game of the Year, and then we're done. So for Best Game Direction, we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm going to say right off the bat, the only one of these games that I even have heard the director of the game actually speak about is Alan Wake 2. So I think my prediction is going to be Alan Wake 2. It's from the sounds of it, it seems very director-driven. I think Remedy's games are quite director-driven. So I personally think it's going to be Alan Wake 2 that's going to win. But I don't know much about Baldur's Gate 3 development. It just kind of dropped and people loved it. So who knows? Maybe that's more director-driven. But personally, I think it's going to be Alan Wake 2. Because it really, just from what I've seen of the game as well online, it really does seem like a one man's vision brought to life. Because it is a man that directed that game, it's not a woman. It seems like somebody had an idea for a game and they've been able to make it. So I think it's going to be Alan Wake 2. But I've only played Spider-Man 2, so I guess I'm voting that one.
I'm gonna go Alan Wake 2. I get it. From what I saw during looking at all the previews and stuff like that, it does look genuinely interesting. So I'm gonna go with that one.
All right, now we're on to the final category, the big one, Game of the Year. All right,
and of course, there's the usual suspects that we've seen throughout this:
Yes.
Alan Wake, Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2. Super Mario Wonder, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and a Resi 4 has also been thrown in here.
Now,
which I don't think is going to win.
No. Originally, before Alan Wake 2 came out, my prediction for what was going to win Game of the Year, it was going to be between Baldur's Gate 3 and Tears of the Kingdom, with my wild horse candidate being Resident Evil 4. Now that Alan Wake 2 is out and that had gotten incredible reviews, that is now my wild horse candidate. So personally, I think for me though, it's going to come down between Baldur's Gate 3 and Tears of the Kingdom. It's going to be those two that are going to battle out here.
I think it's just going to be Baldur's Gate 3 or Alan Wake 2. I don't think Tears of the Kingdom is going to be able to stand up to those two giants, honestly.
You say that, but Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year in 2017.
Did it? Oh,
yes.
In that case, I might have a chance. I don't know.
And Tears of the Kingdom has been received better than the first one.
That's going to be tight.
That's what I mean. I think.
Baldur's Gate...
I think it is going to be between Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate, with Alan Wake 2 as the wild card as for what's going to win. The other three, I think they deserve to be nominated, but they're not going to win. And I don't
even know why Resi 4 being nominated.
To be fair, it is a damn good game. If you've never played the original and this is your first Resident Evil 4, you are going to really love it. But it's a remake. And it's a damn good one. I think even though I prefer the original, I do think it stands toe to toe with the original. It does enough to differentiate itself from the original, but it is a remake. But also, what else could have gone here? Really, what other game could have been nominated here?
Not really much.
Yeah,
that's the thing. There's just not been enough good games. So I think this year's committees just fucking struggled to fill in these categories, honestly.
To me,
that's the only reason why I can think of it's here.
This has been a very mediocre year. the highs have been incredibly high. I think like these games that have been nominated. I think like putting aside the fact Resident Evil 4 is a remake, I think all of these deserve their place here as nominations for Game of the Year. I don't think there's a single one here where it's like, why the hell are you here? Like last year with like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, why the fuck was that nominated?
Yeah.
Should have been Sonic Frontiers, the best game ever made. But no, I genuinely I think it's gonna come down between Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3, with Alan Wake 2 as the wild horse. It could be the one that wins. Might not, like I don't know. That's my wild card.
I'm gonna say Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 with Tears of the Kingdom as the wild horse. Honestly, I just do not think. I know it won Game of the Year in 2017. It's been received better, whatever. But Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 are fucking behemoths of good games. I have heard nothing but good shit from them. Whereas Tears of the Kingdom, I've not really heard much of at all.
Yeah, but
to be fair, that could be because I'm PC exclusive.
Yeah,
I
you're not
play
really
PC
in
games.
the Nintendo community or the console community in general.
What's the thing? If it's gonna win Game of the Year, you would assume you would have heard about it.
But everyone has, literally, except from you. Everyone I've talked to knows about Tears of the Kingdom. It's really just you that hasn't heard of it.
I know about Tears of the Kingdom. I have not heard like people speaking about it.
Oh, well.
Whereas Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2, like there are people playing it that I'm friends with as we speak. Again, fair enough. That could just be because I'm a PC nerd.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't see why I should root for it in that case. If it's not making itself known to me and like it's not pushing itself out to me as a game I should be playing, I don't see why it should win a Game of the Year. So I'm going to put it as my wild card if it is as popular as that. But Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2, no, it's going to come between those two for me. I do not think anything else holds anything. And more than likely, it's going to be Baldur's Gate. Because Baldur's Gate, when it came out, got fucking exceptional reviews.
I honestly, like, if I had to pick one between Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3, I would say it's Baldur's Gate. That's probably the one that's going to win. But the way I see it is I think the Game Awards, critics in general, they just love Zelda games. Like, you give a critic a Zelda game, they see the little elf ears on Link and they give it a 10. Like, they just shower every Zelda game with praise. And the jury for the Game Awards is made pretty much entirely of gaming critics, probably all of whom have played Tears of the Kingdom and probably all gave it really great scores. So I think for Game of the Year, it's really going to come down to how many of the jury are RPG fans and how many aren't.
Yeah. Because
what I hear, Baldur's Gate 3 is very much an RPG fan's like wet dream.
Oh yeah.
And I think maybe Tears of the Kingdom has more wider kind of appeal if you own a Switch.
Alan Wake 2. I would say Alan Wake 2 probably has a wider appeal because it's a lot more AAA. It's a lot more mainstream.
But the problem is, then Zelda? No, Zelda is way more mainstream than Alan Wake.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, Alan Wake 2 is what you would think of as like a mainstream hardcore gamers like thing, whereas Tears of the Kingdom is more...
Zelda is very much Nintendo's big hardcore franchise. Like that is their big...
Really?
Yeah. See, this is what's good about this is you have your expertise in certain areas, I have my expertise in certain areas. You know, like this is why this works. But I can tell you for a fact now, Zelda is very much Nintendo's big hardcore franchise. Like, that is what the hardcore kind of gamers, you know, the gamers with all their greasy gunk, that's the Nintendo series they love. But
fair enough.
No, I think it's, like I said, I think it's really going to come down to how many of the jury are RPG fans. And like the thing is with Alan Wake 2, the reason why I'm it's my wild horse, it's a horror game, and I would say horror games are probably nicher than RPGs. Because you'll get critics who just give horror games bad reviews, and it's the same with movie critics. A lot of them don't like horror things because they just don't like being scared, so they just don't enjoy it. And Alan Wake 2 is I don't know if it's full-on horror. Like, when it was announced, Remedy said this is our first ever proper horror game. Because before they had like horror elements, but they weren't horror games. Whereas they were pushing it as a horror game. But then it has like a 15-minute musical metal piece, and it's like, is it a horror though?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not played Alan Wake 2. It's on the list, just because of how good it's been received. But personally, it's going to be between Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate for me. But like I said, Alan Wake 2 is my wild card. That's what I think. Like, if it's not going to be one of them two, it's going to be Alan Wake 2. Spider-Man, Resident Evil 4, Mario, it's nice to include them, and I think they do deserve a place here, but they're not going to win.
Yeah, no, there's no chance for those. Baldur's Gate 3 is the obvious choice for Game of the Year, just because of how much it was loved. I still think Alan Wake 2 holds a humongous, like, chance.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sorry to say, I still can't take Legend of Zelda seriously. Like, I just think of fucking Zelda and I think of a kid's game. I just cannot take it seriously. Again, fair if it's as popular as you say, fair enough. I'm keeping it as my wild card, but I think the two safe bets here are going to be Alan Wake and Baldur's Gate. In terms of what's actually,
yeah. Sorry, go on.
I'll let you go ahead because I was away to say one in terms of what I think actually will win.
Yeah, let me just put it this way in terms of popularity. Tell me, have they announced an Alan Wake movie? No. Have they announced a Legend of Zelda movie? Yes, they have. It's probably not going to be good, the Zelda movie, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, that's the way to say.
But
I think you're overestimating.
It will still be very popular. The Mario movie wasn't really well liked by critics, but it still made like a $1.3 billion at the box office.
Yeah.
Which is probably why the reason we're getting a Zelda movie. But let's be honest here, it's not going to be as popular as Mario. Mario is known by fucking everyone. Zelda is known by Nintendo fans.
Yeah.
And
which I am not.
Yeah, if you're not a Nintendo fan. I think Zelda's popularity is bigger than ever though, because Breath of the Wild was very successful. And so is Tears of the Kingdom. It's like the fastest selling, I think it was the fastest selling Nintendo game ever. Like it sold 10 million in its like first weekend, I'm pretty sure. Like it's done ridiculously well for itself. But why are we talking about the Zelda movie? This is fucking Game of the Year. Right, prediction. If I had to pick one game though, one game that I think is going to win, it's going to be Baldur's Gate. I think Baldur's Gate is my definitive choice.
Baldur's Gate's my choice. I would say Alan Wake 2, but it can go fuck itself for being an Epic Games exclusive.
Yeah, boo.
So I'm not voting for it. It would have to be Baldur's Gate 3.
See,
Tears of the Kingdom it can stay as a wild card. I don't think it's gonna win though.
It's in the running. Well, they're all technically in the running.
Yeah, it could win, but at the same time, like Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 are still my top choices. Alan Wake 2, if we get lucky with critics who like are like mainstream like gamers who enjoy horror. Baldur's Gate 3, if it turns out they're all RPG fans.
Yeah.
Or like Dungeons and Dragons fans. But I can't see myself voting for anything else other than Baldur's Gate 3. Resi 4 and Mario I don't care about. Mario, Zelda, Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2 are all exclusive that I have not been able to play. So Baldur's Gate 3 is the only one I can logically vote for here. That is literally it for me.
Yeah. No, my prediction is Baldur's Gate 3. Personally, my game of the year is Spider-Man 2. I really liked it. It was really fun.
I'm just going to have to go Baldur's Gate 3 because I've got nothing else to vote for here.
But there we go. We've finally come to the end of the big game awards of 2023, all our nominations. Hopefully I'll get this video out before the actual event itself. If not, that'd be really embarrassing.
It's on the 7th of December, for fuck's sake.
We've got plenty of time. We'll record this on the 13th. Hopefully I can get this out within the next few days because it shouldn't take too long to edit.
Fucking hope so.
But personally, I'm quite happy with everything that was nominated this year. I don't think there was a lot of stuff that was snubbed. There was stuff that left me confused, like Sonic Superstars. How did that get nominated for Best Family Game? That was received as quite mediocre, even by Sonic fans. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with everything that was nominated. I don't think it was an amazing year for games. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was okay. I think for me, truly the last really great year in gaming was 2018 for me personally, because that was there was something new to play every month. I thought last year was a lot better than this year, to be completely honest. I think last year was a pretty good year for games. This year it's been, if you're a Nintendo fan, you're having the best year since 2017. There's been almost something new to play every month on the Switch from Nintendo. And maybe we can do another episode where we give like out our own little awards, but then we've only played like 5 games between us, and I'd say 4.5 because one of them's an expansion.
Yeah, like
so it wouldn't be much.
For me, it would be Phantom Liberty for every single award for me.
Yeah, but if we had to like include games that weren't released this year but you played for the first time this year, what would be your game of the year? Would it still be Phantom Liberty, or is there anything else you'd throw in there?
My game of the year, I'm tempted to say The Witcher 3 because I also played that for the first time this year. Full disclosure, I've not finished it, and I last played it in 26th of August. Oh fucking hell, I need to get back to that. But no, I've gotten up to going to Kaer Morhen, and then I started with the Hearthstone DLC, finished it, started with Blood and Wine, and then I've just like not even gotten started on it. So I'm sort of at a stalemate. I would say Witcher 3, but at the same time, with Phantom Liberty is just too fucking strong. Like, I kid you not, it beats the base Cyberpunk game for me, and Cyberpunk Space Game is my favorite game of all time. Like, there's just no beating it. Yeah. If it was not for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty's existence, I would say Witcher 3 though. Like, it just again, I'm becoming a CD Projekt Red fanboy at this point. Like, Cyberpunk was my first exposure, and now it's like spread. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to say that.
I think my game of the year is probably the Lord of the Rings Gollum. To be completely honest, that game was incredible. From start to finish was a constant joy. I'm fucking kidding. 1, I don't like Lord of the Rings. 2, that game is fucking horrendous.
It was so bad, it got the entire game studio that made it dissolved. That's how bad that game was.
You know the apology they wrote after the game came out was written by AI?
Yeah, ChatGPT. It was like fucking hell. I'm pretty sure there must have been like a social experiment or something to see how much money they could make regardless.
It's fucking
I
ridiculous.
refuse to believe it's anything more.
But no. Overall though, I'm actually pretty happy with all the nominations. There wasn't a lot I felt like should have been there that wasn't there, or stuff that I wanted there that wasn't. You know, I mean, I didn't play much this year, and pretty much everything I played. Well, I say pretty much everything I played. Everything I played this year was nominated for like some kind of award. So I'm quite happy, to be honest. I'm rooting for Baldur's Gate 3, to be honest. I don't know why I've not played it, but I have an attachment to that game and I want it to win.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it just because every other game fucking sucks.
It also really seems like the only AAA game this year that prioritized the PC more than any other version. Like, it released early on PC. It seems like a game built around PC, and as someone who got their PC this year, that makes me a happy little boy.
Yeah.
So, good luck, Baldur's Gate 3. We'll probably do a follow-up episode where we might react live to the Game Awards, but you'll have to keep in mind that in our time zone, they start at like 3 o'clock in the morning and end at 5, and we have a live...
I'm happy to do that. I will skip college to watch those.
I will see how the day the day after is. Like, if I got like an assessment in college on the Friday, I won't do it, but if I don't, fucking watching it live. Fuck it, let's do it. Because I did it last year and I really enjoyed it. I really actually enjoyed watching the Game Awards live.
Yeah, I just always watch it live. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm rooting for Cyberpunk no matter what. Like, I just hope it wins everything it got nominated for.
Well, I'll probably actually play some more Cyberpunk at some point. I will finish Phantom Liberties eventually.
Please do. And also, it's Phantom Liberty, not Phantom Liberties.
I know. Everyone keeps telling me, they're like, why do you keep saying Phantom Liberties? It's Phantom Liberty. I know. I don't. For some reason, I just keep saying Phantom Liberties. But there we go. That's.
You.
Please don't hit me.
I'm gonna punch you next time you say it.
But there we go.
Right to your house and just fucking wallop you.
Just wallop me. There we go. That's that though. Thank you all very much for listening to this. What are your Game of the Year predictions? Let us know in the comments below. Please don't.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yes, please like and subscribe. I need the subscribers. I need the likes. Please, I'm begging you. I'm on my knees right now. I'm not actually. I don't really care. But yeah, thank you all if you've listened this far. Chances are, I don't think a lot of you have. But to like the 2 people who maybe have, thank you.
If you have, put into the comments, I love Phantom Liberty.
Yes, comment I love Phantom Liberty. Or put in the comments in the comments below. Gonna have a code
No. You are cutting that out. You are cutting that out. Fuck you.
I'm gonna cut out what I actually said. She's gonna cut to you being like, "You're cutting that out." So essentially, you're saying you want me to cut out if you like Phantom Liberties. Leave it in the comments. So no one's gonna do it. No one's gonna do it.
That part. You can keep that part. It was the next bit you said that I've got a fucking problem with. You cheeky cunt.
And none of the listeners will ever know unless I tell them, which I won't. We're gonna keep that.
You won't.
Keep that private. That's gonna be the channel's long mystery. What did you say that he can't repeat?
I'm gonna hold a fucking butterfly knife to your testicles.
No, not a butterfly knife. Like this. I thought you were meaning a butter knife. I was like, what are you gonna do? Spread jam on it?
Do you want? I meant to say a butter knife. That was the thing. I just ended up saying butterfly knife because I looked at my desk and I saw my butterfly training knife.
Oh, God. But anyway,
Jesus Christ. I'll hold that up to your testicles.
You know what? Yeah, comment. I liked Phantom Liberties. If you've listened this far. Did I say it right that time, or did I say Phantom Liberties?
No, you fucking did not.
Okay, no, actually, you know what? Put Phantom Liberties. Put Phantom Liberties. Do it. It proves you've listened this far.
It wasn't the S. It wasn't even the S. You said Fatnum Liberties or some shit.
I've got problems, man. But no, I played Phantom Liberties then. Put that in the comments, because then we'll know you've been listening.
Please put Phantom Liberty. Please put Phantom. The game deserves the respect. Come on.
You know what? Put whatever you want.
I beg of you.
Put whatever you want. I don't care anymore. But actually, put that. You just put whatever you want. I don't care anymore. Put that in the comments if you listen this far. I'm gonna farm engagement out of you.
Can we end this already, please?
Yes. Let's end before we both lose our minds.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much for listening. Have yourselves a good night and take care.